It's time for Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Now let's have some fun. Here is your host, Johnny Radio.
Yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the hizzy, and we busy on this hump day. All kinds of things we got to talk about, man. Baseball was nuts last night. Framber Valdez looked like straight booty.
Yeah, John, you want to apologize? You jinxed your boy.
I drank my boy Framber?
You jinxed your man.
Oh, I did. I jinxed him. Not only did I jinx him,
I felt so bad for the guy.
jinxed mainly Felix Bautista.
That's what I'm saying.
That's who I'm talking about. Yeah, dude. Felix, I've been talking about this man. I came in here on Monday saying, you know what? Dadgummit, we got to talk about Felix. It's possibly a Cy Young. Can't stand Garrett Cole. Framber Valdez, look what he did last night.
You should have just let him continue to do his thing, and then after the season you say, he got robbed.
Yeah, that
would have been it, John, because last night that was a tough one. But
hold on.
The Astros are good, man.
But hold on. Let me just explain something. And if you don't know what we're talking about, Houston last night, they had a little thing called a baseball game in Baltimore. Baltimore jumps all over Framber Valdez, the pitcher for Houston. It's 5-0 at one point.
Yeah, in the second inning.
Baltimore's dominating. My man, did you see Mateo rob Yordan Alvarez in the fifth or sixth inning?
That's right.
From a home run? Well, in the ninth inning, runners on first and second. Fly balls hit deep to center field. Yordan Alvarez, it didn't quite get to the wall, but my man Mateo went basically up against it, and he didn't catch the ball. He basically dropped it. It was a bad read. It was just an ugly play for Mateo, who literally made a game he robbed a bomb. In the ninth inning, doesn't make the play. Now bases are loaded. But Felix Bautista's on the bump. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get him out. Nope. Kyle Tucker, King Tut, hit a grand salami last night. Booyah to ya, Jim. And you know who had you know why I'm not upset about jinxing Felix Bautista?
Why is that, John?
Because what was my favorite bet yesterday?
Kyle Tucker did a home run.
Nope. It was the Astros. Remember? So I put them in a few parlays with a couple games.
Because it was Kyle Tucker to home run, that would have been a really good one, too.
Yeah, it would have been. That would have been beautiful, actually, to hit a grand slam.
Well, just a home run, but if you had him to hit a grand slam, you really would have been
no, I mean, just to hit a home run, but to do it in the ninth inning against Bautista just seems unrealistic. No, man, my dude went yard.
That was crazy.
And it was just awesome, and I had Houston, and I was dancing, I was running around, I was half naked. It was great. It was a good win. It was a good night.
Which half?
The important half.
All right.
I mean, I had
No, I got you.
I had a hat on, so at least my head was covered.
Because the floor was sticky.
No, you're so damn funny, man. We got a lot of baseball to talk about today. We got some good stuff to talk about. I'm going to also talk about, can Tampa Bay have any worse luck? They started off the season as hot. I mean, like firecrackers.
Hotter than what, Sean?
Hotter than Cooter Brown. Hotter than a firecracker. Hotter than the core of the sun. Hotter than Oppenheimer's nuclear fusion.
Once you get a core of the sun, I mean, I don't really know how you go up from there.
Well, you just don't know anything about the universe.
Or nuclear fusion.
Or nuclear. You know what? I don't really know much either, man. Don't really know much either.
Well, they won yesterday, John.
But Tampa Bay, they might have won, but they lost. Did you hear what's happened to their now superstar pitcher, Shane McClanahan?
What happened?
Dude, did I call him the right name on the first time?
First try, John.
What is going on with me today? It might be a good Wednesday, but Shane McClanahan.
You got cocky again. This is exactly what you did yesterday.
Got to humble yourself, people out there. You get cocky, become a narcissist.
Felix Bautista, you did the same thing yesterday, then you just did it right there, the same thing.
I mean, Megan Rapinoe, she got cocky. She's an arrogant narcissist loser. Of course, what'd she do? She kicked the ball like she was the Detroit Lions field goal kicker, 17 feet over the goal. U.S. women's national team lost, field of 16. By the way, I also would like to remind you, Megan.
So you're just like her, John, because you're saying names wrong. When
I
you
was.
Get
Hey,
cocky.
no, I was just telling you. I got to humble myself because I don't want to end up being like Megan Rapinoe. But I would also like to remind you in 2017, FC Dallas, 15 and under boys team, beat the women's national team that year, which they went and won the World Cup 5-2. So Megan, please, you need to humble yourself. But back to baseball. Tyler Glasnow has back spasms. Shane McClanahan done for the year. They're not saying 100%, but the manager said, I doubt he pitches again in 2023. Why? Forearm tightness. What does forearm tightness make you think of? TJ, and I ain't talking about Tijuana, baby. I'm talking about Tommy John. And that's a surgery, and it has to do with your elbow, and it ain't a good thing. Your UCL. By the way, TJ is awesome. I love me a little Tijuana. Back in the day, man. But
and you sometimes get Tommy John if you play a little thing called baseball.
Yeah, it does happen.
Ever heard of it?
And Brock Purdy got it.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Hey, it happens. But think about this. Right now, Tampa Bay.
Right before he lost his job to Sam Darnold.
That's right. Tampa Bay, though, has lost Shane Boz, Tommy John, Josh Fleming, elbow inflammation, Shane McClanahan, forearm tightness, probably done for the season. Don't forget Drew Rasmussen, Tommy John surgery. How about Jeffrey Springs, Tommy John surgery? What the hell is going on in Tampa Bay?
Well, that's good for the future. They also just got Zach Eflin back, though, so you know.
He ain't Shane McClanahan.
No, he's not. But, positives and negatives, John. I'm not saying there's not a lot of negatives on your board there.
2 negatives equal what?
Well, but not in life. Not in this case, though.
Oh.
Because Zach Eflin went 7 innings, 4 hits, 8 Ks yesterday against the Cardinals.
5 negatives equal what?
That would be a negative again.
Mm-hmm. So 5 pitchers down for Tampa Bay.
Well, if you add them together, though, like adding negatives together doesn't equal positives, though. So, and what we're doing there is adding stuff. So, if you add all those negatives together, it's just a larger negative. It doesn't make positives.
Well, we got a lot of negatives going down in Tampa Bay. We got some baseball to talk about. Also, I hate to do this. I got to do this. We got a little. We got to talk to the people of Memphis.
Who else do we usually talk to? It's always people from Memphis.
The people of the world, brother.
I don't know if we have a worldwide following. Ever since we stopped getting messages a while ago, John. I used to get letters from all over the world. I haven't gotten them in a while.
Dude, the dude from down under, the Australian guy, he hit me up the other day. Now, I don't know if he's really down under.
What'd he say?
I can't remember. Wasn't that important? He's from Australia.
Barely even read your text messages.
I do barely read them, don't I? But
the Marlins and Reds is delayed. What a world we live in.
That's right.
God is so cruel, John. Good Lord.
Well,
have mercy.
Well, we're going to have a little bit of mercy. We do have day baseball. I'm glad you said that. So
not anymore. Have mercy.
We have 110 baseball, Rockies Brewers. We have 237 Rangers Athletics. We have still more day baseball. And you know what?
Jordan Montgomery, former
it
Cardinal,
could stop raining. They might be able to get the game going again. Marlins Reds, that is.
I don't believe you.
I don't know why anybody would want to watch the Marlins or Reds play right now. They're not playing that great. But anyway, we got baseball. We also have to get and talk to the Memphis fans. It hurts me to do this because, again, I call a spade, right? Remember that? Taught you that yesterday. Remember?
Yeah.
But if you listen to some of the great people out there talking about the college football realm, there's realignment. Everything's going a little bit weird. Life has gotten completely weird. My goodness, I'm sorry. This computer, why doesn't it ever freaking work? Doesn't matter.
John, I had the minus 250 at the start of the show. I told Bryant that at some point you were going to blame the computer for not working.
It's not working. Why doesn't it ever freaking work?
Oh, you did just turn it on.
No, I know, but it was turned off because it doesn't work.
Yeah, right.
But the point is, so Brett McMurphy was reporting yesterday about basically the ACC. They're looking to reach out to Cal and Stanford.
Pony up.
They're also looking at SMU, and a lot of people in the Memphis world are going absolutely banana sandwiches. Our buddy Greg Gaston today, he put out there, he says, in fact, I should probably find Greg's little tweet. Greg put out that last
Pony
night.
Up.
Greg wasn't very happy, by the way, with what's going on with Memphis. Dude, okay, so my computer doesn't work. Now my phone doesn't work. This is freaking annoying.
What was the spirit of what he said?
Basically, Greg Gaston was like, I don't know. I don't understand. Why does Memphis keep getting overlooked? I just don't get it.
Is that your Greg impression?
Yes, that is. I just don't understand. Like, why is Memphis getting overlooked?
Sounds like Doggy.
It does sound like Doggy, doesn't it? Well, he's also from the north. Greg Gaston is.
He's our Doggy.
I think he went to Maryland.
He did go to Maryland.
That's right, baby. He's a Terp. But
he's our Doggy.
He's our Doggy. But Gaston was a little upset yesterday, saying, why is it that they keep... Oh, check it out. Oh, I found Greg Gaston's son. Now I found Greg Gaston. Greg Gaston tweets out, which he always tweets. You need to follow him. He's at... Well, I don't know what he's at. He's at Greg_Gaston.
Nailed it.
I'm on this. I'm taking care of my boy Greg. Love Greg. But he put out last night, basically, I'm so tired of Memphis being overlooked. They have done and will do everything they can to make athletics, academics, and infrastructure better. They are a good get for any power conference. My only conclusion anymore is there's an extreme bias against us. It's ridiculous. Greg, I hate to say this, and this is not station on station, show on show, friend on friend crime.
Wow.
But
Disney
that's a pitiful take. It's just a flat out lie. Or, Greg, because you must live in the suburbs, you don't know what the hell's going on in Memphis. So, why does Memphis not look attractive to any Power 5 conference? ACC don't want you. Big 12 never did. SEC says hail to the Nizzo. And the Big 10 would be like, please, Memphis, what? So, why is this? Why is this? Well, let's just say you're a great conference and you're looking at schools. And you look at Memphis. Why is Memphis overlooked? Well, one, it's not a college town. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's right. It is a metro area.
It is a metro area, but not only is it a metro area, it's a commuter school. Do you know what a commuter school is?
That's right. People drive from their homes or other places. They don't live on campus.
Correct. And I went over there, and I went to the University of Memphis's website. I went up to student demographics, and I pulled all these wonderful things out, and it was absolutely insane. So I went to Memphis, and I went to just another average school. Memphis, when it comes to the percentage of students that are over 25 and older, 41%. No, I'm sorry, it's even worse than that. 35 and older is 41%. 35 and older, 41%. Alabama, 35 and older, 6.9%. Under 25, Alabama, 85%. Under 25 for Memphis, 51%. 88% of Alabama, 25 and under. Only 51% of the students at the University of Memphis are under the age of 25. They don't have a big Greek sorority, fraternity BS. They don't have a campus on stage. The stadium they play in is pretty bad. Like, I don't like it. Do you like it? Have you ever been to an SEC stadium? You ever been to Knoxville, Ole Miss?
Uh-huh.
The only one that's trashy is Vanderbilt.
They're renovating it right now.
Yeah, but
it's not done, though.
It's not done, but it's still not all that great. So, again, it's a commuter school, has a bunch of old people on campus, doesn't have a large Greek, and then you just go around and you say to yourself, you know what? Well, it's not just about the student body. Okay, it's about the city. Memphis has the highest STD rate in the country. Number one.
Is that a factor in conference realignment?
I mean, I'm just giving you all the horrible things about Memphis. It's the worst STD place in the world. Also, who has the worst drivers in the world? Memphis. 3 times the national average when car wrecks, people are getting killed. You say what's about that? Look at what's going on in Georgia. The only people that are speeding in Georgia seems like to be their football team. Murder capita.
That was a Hall of Fame comparison right there.
The murder capita of the University of Memphis. Of Memphis. It's 12th in the country. That is, by the way, per 100,000 people get murdered. For sadly Memphians, 44.4%, 40.4 people out of every 100,000, this is according to 2020, 44 people are murdered every 100,000. That is good for 12th in the country. Now, if you go to just murders, number 1 is Chicago, 771. Number 2 is Detroit, 328. Number 3 is Memphis at 289. Do you know how much bigger Detroit and Chicago are than Memphis? Now, if you just go to, let's say, hey, violent crime is so bad, it is not even funny. So violent crime for Memphis, it is number 1 per capita for violent crime. Over 2,500 people every single year per 100,000 have to deal with violent crime. That, again, is number 1. So you're number 1 in STDs. You're number 1 in violent crime. You're 12th in per capita murders. You're 3rd in the most murders in the entire country when it comes to cities, and you ain't the biggest city. Your media market is not all that big. By the way, do you live in Memphis? Have you seen the crime rate in Memphis? Have you been affected by it? Because I know I have. I think pretty much everybody out there has. Like, what conference is sitting there looking over at Memphis and going, damn, that shiny apple. I just want a bite of it. Nobody. And you can say, oh, man, what about the basketball? Bro, having a bunch of geriatrics go out of town to travel, Memphis will travel. But, dude, they don't want to serve insure at all the road games. It's a bunch of gray hairs. It's old people. You think young people in Memphis have the amount of money to travel all over the country to go support their team? I don't think so. So I hate to say this. Just give me one reason, a logical one, not an emotional one. Not like, I just don't understand. They must have a bias against Memphis. Yeah, they don't want kids to come to Memphis and get an STT, die in a car wreck, or get murdered. The school ain't all that great. Have you been to the campus? They got a train go through the middle of the damn campus. It's split in 2. Come on now. 901-360-8255. Is anybody going to wake up and realize that Memphis is basically a wonderful city to live in? It's great. Love the radio show, Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Love Sports 56. But, I mean, if you're a conference, I mean, are you excited? Like, would you really be excited about, oh, man, we just got Memphis?
I want you to bookmark this, John, and I'm going to make plans for us later in this week to revisit it.
Why?
Because I think it's a good topic.
Okay. Bookmark it?
I think we're going to bookmark it. I think we're going to, because we're out of time on this segment. I think we need to bookmark this segment, and we need to revisit it later in the week. Maybe with someone joining you.
Oh, by the way, the let me just tell you a little secret. Also, their conference that they play in is booty, and they're projected to get 4th. Like, football sells, man. Football is power. Football is money making. It's been a while. It's been a while since Tony Pollard was running that football.
Well, you just got to compare it with
It's been a while since Ryan Silverfield was coaching.
You got to compare it to SMU, I guess.
Ryan Silverfield is coaching. Sorry, Mike Norvell. What, SMU? SMU, man, do you know what oil money does? We'll talk about this. We'll bookmark it.
I think we need to get a guest on here.
Plus, they're Methodist. Come on now. Who doesn't want some Methodist up in the house? I'm sorry, 901 hit me 901-360-8255. Hit me up and let me know what you feel. I got a lot of NFL notes to get to today. We got to talk a little bit about Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh is just bending over backwards to get a little something from Aaron Rodgers, talking about how he's smarter than 75% of the coaches in the NFL. Brandon Jacobs' kid, have you seen him? Holy hell. You know, Brandon Jacobs is one of the biggest running backs I've ever seen. I mean, he might not be Christian Okoye, but he was one big mama jama. His son, who is a 17-year-old lineman, his 17-year-old son dwarfs Brandon Jacobs. He had some interesting comments about players' kids, just work ethic and things of that nature that I'm going to get into. Eric Bieniemy. Boys, things coming out of Washington right now. A lot of people ain't liking EB and his intensity. And we'll also ask, what is the toughest division in the AFC? It is definitely not the South. But what is the toughest division, top to bottom, in the AFC? We'll get into all that and so much more. On the other side, we got to talk a little wrestling with Dustin Starr. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ.
Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I have got an idea for a movie tie-in for Central Barbecue.
I don't like where this is going.
The Central Barbecue Oppenheimer Special. It's an explosion of flavor.
No.
So, Central Barbecue's ribs are the bomb?
No. Plus, Central Barbecue doesn't need that kind of promotion. Central Barbecue's food is the promotion.
Central Barbecue's hot sauce is
I'm telling you, Central Barbecue has always sold itself because you can't get better barbecue anywhere.
So, it's the Oppenheimer thing. All right, well, how about you can't spell barbecue without Barbie?
But you can.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
Response to the all-new Genesis Diamonds has been incredible. People are loving what we've brought to Memphis. Genesis is a different kind of jewelry store with more jewelry than you've ever seen in one place at prices you never thought possible. And Genesis is Memphis's home for the most sought-after jewelry designers in America. Thousands of styles from names like Tacori, Verragio, Henry Dossi, Kirk Cara, Simon G, Christopher Designs, A. Jaffe, and more. Premium designer rings every woman dreams of. Handcrafted rings with intricate detail, extreme craftsmanship, and stunning artistic design. And not just rings. Genesis is home to a world-class selection of timeless and stylish fine jewelry and a killer selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches. We can even custom design your dream piece as well. At Genesis, we're here to make your jewelry dreams come true. Discover the Genesis difference, forever changing how people in Memphis buy diamonds and fine jewelry. Now open at Poplar & Perkins, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis. I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 120 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats to watch the playoff games and to watch all the basketball. It's so easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I was trying to fix the computer. It won't work. You won't see me on Zoom today. So I guess tough for anybody who actually cared to see me on Zoom. You can, though, listen to the show as you listen to it on the radio all the time. You can see Jay's beautiful face on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, at sportsmemphis.com. But right now you won't see my beautiful face. But one face that you see all over town. You see him at the Redbirds. You see him at the Grizzlies. You see him with all the things going on with Memphis wrestling. And that is Dustin Starr. Dustin, oh, man. My computer will not work. You got him open? Thank you. I was going to say it won't work.
What's up, man? I'm here.
What's up,
If
Starr?
I could repair computers, I'd come down there and repair them. But unfortunately, I would just body slam your computer, I think.
I would like to do
That's all
it.
I know.
I really would. I mean,
Yeah, it feels
yesterday
good to
crashed
step
4
away from the
times
computer.
yesterday on me. My
boy.
goodness, my goodness. Now, talking about some positivity, okay? We got the golf tournament going on in the Mid-South. My man Dustin Starr's got more things going on in Memphis wrestling than you can shake a stick at. But first, I got to know what happened with like the big old wrestling thing last Saturday, the WWE one.
Yes, SummerSlam. Man, we had a packed house out at Dave & Buster's watching. Excuse me. I actually had one of my partners text me just on Monday and said, hey, I saw where SummerSlam had 250 quadrillion impressions over the weekend. And I'm like, yep. And then I sent a picture of the Wrestle Center filled up on Sunday. So, you know, when wrestling's booming and WWE's booming and AEW's booming and, you know, AutoZone Park's booming, it helps us too. So, yeah, man, big, huge weekend, SummerSlam. There's no telling what kind of records that they broke. The next one coming up, though, is a big AEW show that's at Wembley Stadium where they're selling 80,000 tickets over there for all Elite Wrestling. It's not even a WWE program. So I would imagine after that, WWE would say, here, hold my beer. Let me show you how it's done. And then go do something like that, too. So it's a really good time in wrestling right now.
It is a great time in wrestling. And by the way, you had a heck of an event, man. You had Dirty Dango last week.
You just want to say that name.
I do. I love me a little Dirty Dango. How did everything go?
It went awesome. We actually surpassed our ticket count from the previous, which was Lance Archer, and he's one of the most popular characters that we bring in. So Chris Masters and Dirty Dango came in. You'll see them coming up not this weekend on TV, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. And then we're back doing it all over again coming up on August 27th. But we have a couple of shows in between there, too. You know, one of them is a guy that tag team with Hulk Hogan and wrestled Andre the Giant and all that stuff. Hacksaw Jim Duggan's coming. There's a lot of stuff coming up, but the next TV taping is going to be really good too. So the weekend was really good.
So great weekend for you. And like, by the way, you also have a Rumble. You talk about Rumble. You talk about Hacksaw Jim Duggan. That's on the 19th, isn't it?
Yes, that's coming up. So that'll be a Saturday show in Pontotoc, Mississippi. It's during the day. So it's actually a huge pavilion out there in Pontotoc, Mississippi. So all the details are on championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. But we're going to have like bouncy houses, a big water slide out there. There's going to be food trucks, live music. So it's just going to be a big kind of event. So Hacksaw Jim Duggan, you can come meet him. You do not have to have a VIP ticket or anything like that to meet Hacksaw. He's going to meet everybody at 4 o'clock. We ring the bell at 5. Matches will be over by 7, and then we'll head over to Montgomery's on Main for an after party, which should be a lot of fun. Some good home cooking out there, and have a couple of beers to wind down after. Actually, the really cool thing is I'm interviewing Murray today. Murray's the St. Jude hero that helped put all this together. He's a big runner with the Pontotoc Run Club. We did a feature on him on Memphis Wrestling where his wife back in 1983, lost her eye to cancer at St. Jude. And so that's one of the reasons why he runs and raises money and all that kind of stuff. So Pontotoc Run Club, Murray Column, and Memphis Wrestling tag teaming with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. How cool is that to say, by the way? Hacksaw Jim Duggan is still doing it. Ho!
Ho! And he beat cancer, too. You know, like,
he did, man. He's so awesome.
He is an awesome. Did he beat Andre the Giant?
We're going to say he did.
I think he did.
He did or didn't.
Yeah, but
he won King of the Ring. He was King Hacksaw. He won the first ever Royal Rumble. I mean, the guy was, waving the red, white, and blue and carrying the 2x4 for a long, long time. So him and his wife do a lot of traveling. If you follow Hacksaw on Instagram, it's actually really cool because he gives you updates. Like throughout his cancer treatment, he was giving updates and ringing the bell. And then him and his wife fly out to all these events. They were in St. Louis over the weekend, but coming up on the 19th, that's Saturday the 19th, in Pontotoc, Mississippi, huge pavilion. They've got this ginormous fan. I think they call it a big-ass fan, and it goes 100 miles an hour. So it'll be very cool out there, even though it's
a little warm.
So it'll be a little warm.
It's a little warm, man. But you know what, man? It's going to cool down. You know, football season's right around the corner, man. Once the guys start getting out there in the pads, you can feel the cool weather coming. So it'll be here before you know it. I'm a little fired up about a little bit of football, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I'm so excited. Now, I got to know, though, so when's y'all's next TV taping?
The next TV taping is going to be Sunday, August 27th with Enzo Amore, and he's really famous with his catchphrases, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, realest guy in the room. How you doing, Johnny?
Man.
So wrestling fans know exactly what I'm talking about. He's
That's
gonna pack
Enzo?
that place out. Oh, yeah.
That's the dude with the crazy white hair, right?
Yeah, he definitely. He's got some very unique outfits, too.
Enzo, 27th. Now, I also know that you're not just going to be in Pontotoc, Mississippi, but what's the Tater Town Throwdown?
Oh, my gosh. So how perfect is that for a wrestling show, the Tater Town Throwdown?
I like it.
Yeah, up in Gleason, Tennessee, they have this big sweet potato festival. And so as a part of the Sweet Potato Festival and then also coming back to school and all that, and this happens on August 26th, it benefits Gleason High School, but they wanted to intertwine it with the Sweet Potato Festival. And so they said, why don't we call it the Tater Town Throwdown? You don't got to tell me but once. I love it. So Tater Town Throwdown is going to be a lot of fun. It's in Gleason, Tennessee. So people up there, I believe, watch us on WBBJ CBS Jackson. But then also they'll have a new station to watch us on here soon. I got to tell you that here in just a second. But yeah, it's another fundraiser. So if anybody's interested in doing a special event or fundraiser or birthday party or something like that, just hit us up on the website. Pretty easy to get it started. But yeah, Gleason, Tennessee, the 26th. Then the 27th, we're back at the Wrestle Center for Enzo Amore.
Enzo Amore. That just sounds also like, I don't know, man. It's just something Amore. How do I know that word?
He's a certified G and a bona fide stud.
A certified G and a bona fide stud? I like that. I like that. So you had some big news to announce. Does that have anything to do with your TV tapings?
It does. So we let the TV audience know first. So we were there on Sunday, packed house, and they were all super excited to hear it. Press release has not gone out just yet, but I imagine that it'll be approved and go out here in the next couple of days or so. But there is a video out there, so you can go to Memphis Wrestling and check it out on social media or on mine at Dustin Starr. But we're changing television stations, Johnny.
So, like, how does this? What does this do? Is this a wonderful thing? I mean, what does it feel like for you?
Oh, it's tremendous. So we're moving from CW30 in the Memphis market to WMC Action News 5 Plus.
Isn't that where you like the original? Like that was the original where people watched Memphis Wrestling,
yes,
right?
WMC TV5 is the original. Now they were on 13 prior. I believe that was the 70s or so. But what you and me and everybody else remembers is, Dave Brown, Lance Russell. You remember Channel 5, WMC TV5. Now the platforms have changed so much bigger than it's ever been. Of course, WMC is one of the top stations in the market, but then also if you look at them socially, their reach, on Facebook, 500,000 followers just on Facebook alone. So with the platform, we would actually be on with 901 FC. I want to say Pity Hardaway show is there. If not, it's probably going to premiere there based off what I've heard, but it's coming up. We're going to be airing first on Fridays So Friday night at 11 p.m. on WMC Action News Plus, you can watch first. Then Saturday at noon, they're going to re-air it again. We will still continue to have our YouTube live chat and everything at noon, so you'll be able to watch the premiere on YouTube at noon, and all the other markets will stay the same. But if you want to watch it first, then you can watch it on Fridays at 11 p.m. starting September 1st on WMC Action News Plus. So how do you watch? Very simple. It's over the airwaves. You can just turn it on your television, or you can download the WMC app. It's free, and then you'll just see it right there at the app, or you can go to the website and watch. So literally you can watch anywhere in the world. Back in the day, you know, a lot of people watched Memphis wrestling. There weren't a lot of television stations. There was only one way to watch. Now WMC has multiple platforms that you can watch however is more convenient for you. So this is a huge thing. The audience is going to be larger than ever, especially considering the fact that we're keeping all of our other markets in distribution as well.
Man, that's great news for Memphis wrestling. I mean, that's great news for y'all. I'm so excited to hear about that. But also heard that now you're finally going to have a little bit of Q up in there as well.
Yes, man, Corky's up in there. Corky's is now the official barbecue of Memphis wrestling, and man, like, the fans loved it. These guys are tailgating outside, Johnny, you know, eating burgers and dogs and then coming in and getting seconds of Corky's barbecue. I love it.
Dude, that is awesome. Again, if you want to have a lot of fun, if you want to bring your kids, if you want to bring your friends, if you want to get a group of guys, if gals want to come out there, make sure you go check out the Wrestle Center. Go out there and watch Dustin Starr and then put on an amazing show. Oh, Mr. Starr, I got to also, though, skip off on wrestling a little bit. How's everything going with the Birds?
Birds, man, Birds. You know, we had the wrestling night, but then after that I was up there doing PA and then emceed a couple of the games. I think I'm back next week. But, I mean, it doesn't take the biggest baseball fan in the world to find out the Redbirds are good, man. I think last week they scored 17 points, I think not once but twice or something. I mean,
runs.
These guys are killing it. They're killing it. And then the giveaways are awesome, too. They gave away a jersey last week. It was a throwback Memphis Chicks blue jersey. I'm telling you, man, the giveaways have been tremendous. I think there's a Jordan Walker bobblehead coming up. If it didn't happen over the weekend. Lots of big giveaways. I would highly recommend going and following Memphis Redbirds on any social platform and just seeing what they're all about. If you haven't been in a while, man, shame on you. Like I say, even if you're not the biggest baseball fan, it's super cool to go on a Thursday and drink $2 beers and eat $1 hot dogs. I don't care who you are.
$2 beers and $1 dogs. You know I love Thursday night down at AutoZone.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And so do a lot of my friends, I can tell you. We love cheap beer, good dogs, and a lot of baseball. Now, Star, I know that you got Redbirds going on. You're taping all kinds of stuff. Congratulations to go to WMC Channel 5. All that's just apps. I mean, like, life is awesome. What's I know you got to be gearing up, though, and kind of getting a little bit of fever about what's going on with some hoops, man.
Man, you know it. Check this out. My wife, the greatest wife and greatest mother in the entire world.
Maria?
Yes, my lovely Maria. She got me a brand new pair of Ja ones.
What?
And it's like I'm jonesing just to get them out and put them on. But I'm waiting until the season. So the first time I'll put them on my feet is going to be like our photo shoot. Like the MCs all get together and do the photo shoot and everything. So I'm going to break them out then. And then you're going to see me. I want to wait till the regular season, but you know there's no way I'm going to be able to wait that long to put them on and go out on the court. So I know it's not all about me, but you asked about me. I cannot wait to wear my brand new Ja ones on the court at FedEx Forum.
What color scheme you got?
They're kind of like the cream, pinkish, and got the turquoise in it or whatever. Mm-hmm. Very colorful.
Nice.
I want those midnights, too. Don't tell Maria, but, man, I really like those midnights. So if I see them somewhere, or if anybody's got a link, send it to your boy. The midnights are all black, and they got the diamond look, and they got the diamond 12 on them. So just imagine, like, hosting some sort of ball or something and wearing a suit and some midnight Jaws on. That would be awesome. So anyway, that's my sneaker addiction.
Man, that is, it sounds like everything is going well. Anything else that I missed? I mean, I know you always got so much going on. I just got to ask you, man, what else are you working on that I'm missing?
Oh, my gosh. Man, we've got a lot. There's WWE Raw's coming to town. They're coming to town on August the 28th, so those tickets are available now. And then September 22nd and 23rd, Impact Wrestling is here filming for the first time, I think, ever filming their television show. And then also I've heard that in the fourth quarter of this year that AEW is coming to Memphis. So you want to talk about like exciting times. Meanwhile, Memphis Wrestling is continuing to do live events and television and, you know, ballpark events and just all sorts of fun stuff. But then when I hate to say the big boys, but, you know, they have the worldwide television audience coming in, WWE, Impact, and AEW. If you're a wrestling fan, man, from here on out for the rest of the year, should just be a lot of fun. Lots of really good events, really good wrestling. You throw in the mix the Redbirds, and then, of course, the Grizzlies coming back very, very soon. We'll be doing preseason before you know it. There's a ton of really cool stuff to do in Memphis, Tennessee.
There is. And, again, August 27th, that's when you have your man Enzo. And the day before, the day after that or the day before that is the WWE?
So 19th is St. Jude, and then you've got the 26th in Gleason,
Tater
27th
touchdown.
at the Wrestle Center, 28th is Raw. You can come party with us at 5:30 at Ghost River, and then we have some other dates in September. But those are the dates for August, man. They're like back to back to back to back. I don't know if I'm going to get any sleep from the 26th to the 29th.
Man, you are going to be busy. And everybody out there, if you are curious about anything, the simple thing to do is go to championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. You can get all the information. You can get your tickets there. They got, basically a calendar that tells you what's going on with all the wrestling. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hacksaw Jim Duggan down in Pontotoc, the Tater Tot Throwdown, Enzo the 27th. Then you cap it off with a little WWE. And then when you move into September, I'm sure things do not close down because, again, on September 1st, y'all are switching over to WMC Channel 5.
Yes.
Dang, man.
Can't wait.
Dang.
Can't wait.
You know,
along with that comes a lot of other fun stuff. There's going to be new graphics packages, new stuff that you'll just see a different feel and a different look and a different vibe on our television show too. Because, just like Monday Night Raw on a smaller scale, when something big happens, they debut it something else. So we're going to WMC Action News Plus. So we're going to debut new theme song. Working really closely with Al Capone on that right now. I can't give you very many details, but just wait. I'll try to get it to you, Johnny, so you can play it on the air.
Please do. Please do.
Yes.
I would like to have that music because I'm going to start bringing you in. I'll bring you into your new thing. Your new
like a wrestling match.
A little wrestling, yeah, your theme song. Now, I still have to say though, the theme song for Memphis is still Al Capese's "Whoop That Trick," though.
Yes. Well, just wait till you see what we're putting together. It possibly could be a customized Memphis wrestling "Whoop That Trick."
Dadgummit, Star. You got everything going on good. Everybody, do me a huge favor. Follow Dustin Starr on Twitter. It's at Dustin Starr with 2 R's. It's very simple. And don't forget, championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. Be blessed, brother. Enjoy the rest of your week.
If you are sitting in an office building somewhere, do me a favor. Just oh, yeah! See what the people around you say. Have a good day, guys.
That is Dustin Starr. Now, I also got to remind you, if you are a Memphis wrestler, you'd probably need a little protection. If you are out there on the streets right now when it's raining with all these bad drivers in Mid-South, let me tell you something. You're definitely going to need some protection. And the best is Bob Simpson at State Farm. He can buckle you up with auto insurance. He can back you up with life and health insurance. He can cover your business, whether it's starting, growing, or maturing. And don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today, 901-381-1233, or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, and your good neighbor is Bob Simpson. On the other side, little Zach Boyd, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with 2 of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, It's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Five Ash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Success is picking up extra shifts, but now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door, but now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone. And for more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has helped working adults like you succeed again. Choose from more than 125 degree and certificate programs with online and hybrid courses. Apply now with no application fee and get started August 16th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
There's only one place for great steaks, real Italian cuisine, Southern-style meats, and fresh vegetables. It's Fratello's. Fratello's Italian Steakhouse in Hernando has a family feel and a fantastic menu. Voted DeSoto's best new restaurant in 2022, Fratello's has your favorite cuts of prime steak, lamb, and pork, along with delicious Italian dishes. And nothing is better for lunch than Southern-style meats and veggies. All your favorites and more are waiting for you at Fratello's Italian Steakhouse, Highway 51 in Hernando.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan's hanging out with me. Zach Boyd's going to join me on the other side. Got a little bit, long with Dustin Starr, so going to come back on the other side and talk with Rack City Zach. But yesterday a lot of news, of course, baseball. But in the National Football League, I found it kind of fascinating. Ron Rivera comes out there and talks to the media. He's walked it back today. But he basically goes out there and says some veteran offensive players have come out there and said that, Eric Bieniemy is just too intense. He's just too deadgum intense. You need to tell him to dial it back. I would like to ask you a question. Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator under Andy Reid. Andy Reid is going to be in the Hall of Fame. They've had the number one offense. They had a number one offense last year. They had the number one offense the year before that. I don't know if you know this. He knows a little bit about offense. In the last 5 seasons, the best offensive productive seasons the Redskins have had was 20th. Their average is, that's only 12 teams that are worse offensively than you. And that was their best season in the last 5 years, and that was 4 years ago. They've been in the bottom 10 4 out of the last 5 years, and again, their best, they were 20th out of 32 teams. If you don't know much about Washington, they ain't done a whole lot. I would think that a bunch of football players who have accomplished nothing offensively, who have won nothing, would actually want to take a little bit of tutelage from somebody who's been there and done that. And again, a coach isn't there to be your best friend. He's not there to be your babysitter. He's there to get the best out of you. Dick Vermeil, who cries all the time, and people think he's a softy. The year the Rams won the Super Bowl, when you had the grocery bag dude, Kurt Warner, take over when Trent Green got hurt. You had Holt, you had Bruce, you had Marshall Faulk, you had Orlando Pace. They went out there and won the Super Bowl. The year before that, they weren't all that good. And guess who was complaining the year before that, the first year Dick Vermeil became their coach? Their players were saying he is just too intense in practice. The next year, they went out there and they won it all. And does anybody have a bad thing to say about Dick Vermeil? No, because he got the best out of them. They actually had results on the football field. They won. Like, do you think Bill Parcells or Bill Belichick, do you think these are like just real loving guys to their football team? Do you think they go out there and be like, hey guys, it's a little hot out here. I got some water and some Gatorade over here for you guys. I'm just worried about you. No, they're busting ass, and they're trying to get the best out of you. They're trying to push you past your comfort zone and see what they can mold you into. So, like, coming out against Eric Bieniemy, it just shows to me that this team is still soft. And again, he's working with Sam Howell. He's trying to get this kid ready to be a quarterback in the National Football League. Jacoby Brissett, he's throwing him out there with the first team to try to push him. If I were the Washington offense, I would kind of keep my mouth quiet. I wouldn't go complain to the coach about Eric Bieniemy being too intense. Now, Eric Bieniemy, to his credit, when he was asked after practice about being too intense, he didn't back off anything. He didn't back off one iota. He basically came out there and said, I am who I am. I'm not going to change. He said, I'm going to be the player's biggest critic. I'm going to be there to point out what they do wrong, but I'm also going to have their back and fight for them. I'll also be their number one fan. That's what a coach is supposed to be. I think Eric Bieniemy, don't change. And Washington, do me a favor. Come on, quit being so soft. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Now, I also mentioned about Brandon Jacobs' kid. I had to take a picture of this dude. I could not believe how much bigger he was than Brandon Jacobs. He will be, if this guy keeps working, he'll be an NFL lineman. But Brandon Jacobs came out and said, there's not a lot of college football D1 schools out there going after a bunch of former professional football players' kids, because the majority of them, they're spoiled. He said they're soft. They don't have to work for anything. He said, man, my son had a job. The minute he could get a job, I made him go work. I don't give my kid nothing. I make him earn everything. And he says his son, he says, of course, he's going to leave everything to his son. And he says he's got food and roof over his head. But he says, you have to build character. And his son, he said he knew at a young age he was going to be a hell of an athlete. So he pushed him extremely hard. And now he's going to go be a D1 athlete. And basically anybody and their grandmother wants Brandon Jacobs' son on their football team. Dude is a monster. He's not as big as that 455-pound freshman. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. Zach on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
The FedEx St. Jude Championship returns to TPC Southwind, August 9th through the 13th. Don't miss your chance to witness the top 70 players from the PGA Tour season battle it out in the first event of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Only 50 players will make it through Memphis. Don't miss your chance to watch the drama unfold. Daily grounds and upgraded ticket options are on sale now at FedExChampionship.com.
A new era in public safety begins with you. Be the change you want to see. Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo, Saturday, August 26, 2023, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications, performing basic testing, and interviewing candidates on site. Free parking will be located at Poplar Avenue and Front Street. Salary starting at $60,700. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-583-5795.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I have got an idea for a movie tie-in for Central Barbecue.
I don't like where this is going.
The Central Barbecue Oppenheimer Special. It's an explosion of flavor.
No.
So, Central Barbecue's ribs are the bomb?
No. Plus, Central Barbecue doesn't need that kind of promotion. Central Barbecue's food is the promotion.
Central Barbecue's hot sauce is
I'm telling you, Central Barbecue has always sold itself because you can't get better barbecue anywhere.
So, it's the Oppenheimer thing. All right, well, how about you can't spell barbecue without Barbie?
But you can.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
That is one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. I got Jay Morgan in the house, and I'm hanging out with Zach Boyd. You listen to him every single day, Monday through Friday, right here in the mornings with Greg and Eli, right here on Sports 56 Mornings. You can check out his work as Tri-State Defender, and you can listen to him every single Wednesday right here between 11:45 and noonish. When we're going to get you on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like, if I run a little long, I can put you on at noon. If I go a little short, put you on 11:45.
You got to remain flexible in this industry.
You have to. Now, I have to bring up something. Now, I want to talk a little bit about college football expansion. And it seems like Stanford, Cal, Washington State, Oregon State, they're over there in the Pac-4 looking for schools.
Yeah.
Now, Cal and Stanford, the ACC are looking at. The ACC is also looking at SMU. Now, a lot of people in the Mid-South are extremely upset, and they don't understand why people are overlooking the University of Memphis. In my opening segment, I came out there and basically said, and you went to the University of Memphis. I did too. I love Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
Parents went to Memphis. Memphis, Maine.
The only thing I knew.
Man, it's all I know. But I'm going to say I'm not surprised that people aren't looking for Memphis. And I said it in 1,000 different ways. We're not a college town.
No.
It's a commuter school. They have a small Greek population on the campus. The campus is divided by a railroad. They don't have a stadium. Their football stadium is not on campus. And it's not even a good football stadium. Memphis is number 1 in STDs. Number 1 in violent crime per 100,000 people in the United States. 3rd in total murders. 12th in murder per capita. 50% of the population lives under the poverty level. Tell me why, if you are a Power 5 conference, that you're looking at Memphis. And by the way, Memphis has almost as many dudes who are 30 and older as they do 25 and younger. It is not a young school. I got the demographics. I'll give them to you. It is not a bunch of young people hanging out at Memphis. So, Alabama, 88% of Alabama's enrolled students are under 25. 6.9% are over 35.
Mm.
So, again, college atmosphere. You don't get that here in Memphis. Do you think I'm crazy for basically pointing out all the reasons why, I can see why you wouldn't come to Memphis. Ain't like it's the biggest TV market either. What would be attractive to you if you were going to go get Memphis?
What would be attractive? Definitely having college game day here in Memphis helped. It lets you know that there is a pulse of Tiger football fans in the city of Memphis.
Ain't been one in a few years though.
Haven't been one in the last couple of seasons, but it lets us know that when something big is happening in the city, that Memphis will show out for. So that lets me know that.
But when the times are thin.
But when times are.
Are people showing up? Because if you go to a Power 5 conference, is Memphis going to be one of those teams you think are going to be competing every year for a championship like they can in the AAC?
Yeah, and that's really like my only gripe with the fans. It's just when things get bad, nobody's going to show up. And if you go look at the other big schools, it doesn't matter who's playing who. Doesn't matter if their program is not good or is not good. They're showing up, and so that matters. That matters as far as conference expansion because the conference administrators are looking at that. They're looking at to see if things go south. Not saying that it will, but if things go south, will the fans still show up? And to me, from the fan standpoint, that's the only gripe I got on it. That's the only gripe. Now, the other circumstances, the other external forces that they can't. That's something that they can't control. I think, to be honest with you, crime is everywhere. I'm not trying.
Okay. Crime is everywhere, but we have more violent crime in this city per capita per 100,000 people. It's over 2,500 people out of every 100,000 are subject to violent crime. That is so high, it's not even funny. In the top 30 that are on that list, not one of those cities is a college town or is in a Power 5 conference.
But did you consider the population of each of those cities?
Yeah, we definitely ain't Chicago. We ain't Detroit. We aren't Louisiana, Monroe. We aren't all these cities that are struggling with the same issues. And again, it's not a college town. I mean, you've been down to Tuscaloosa. You've been down to Oxford. You've been to Knoxville. You go all over the country. Go to College Station. Go over to Clemson. They are college towns. They are not metropolitan areas mired with issues. I mean, we got a mayor election coming up. Hopefully we can get a mayor come in here and kind of fix things. Fat Elvis texted me a little bit earlier. He was very upset with the take that I'm making. In fact, he's like, you're on thin ice with me right now, radio. I said, truth hurts. Don't be mad. Run for mayor, Fat Elvis, and fix it.
The thing is, like, not poverty, excuse me. The crime, it's an issue, but I don't think it's that big of an issue other than us making it other than the Memphians that lives here and everyone that's in the surrounding areas that's making it. Because again, like Houston is in the Big 12, and Houston has just as much crime as I wouldn't say just as much.
Not even close.
But
I'll pull it up.
I mean, I might not have all the numbers with it, but all I know is that in those large metropolitan areas, like, yeah, crime is happening. It just depends on the size of the city, and obviously Memphis being a much smaller metropolitan area, like, yeah, it's gonna be exposed a little bit more because the population is very.
I mean, what are we, like, right at 1 million?
Yeah, we're right at 1 million, and then on top of that, we're comparing cities like L.A., Chicago, Atlanta.
I'm talking about more like Tuscaloosa, Knoxville. I'm just saying.
Well, even
like, look in the ACC. I mean, Miami, of course, they're over in the ACC, but it's Miami. I mean, You have everything.
You have everything in Miami.
You have everything. We just don't have everything in Memphis. And again, I want Memphis to go into a better conference. I just know that all the whining and complaining and the looking around and being like, why not me? Why not us? If you just look a little bit deeper, why? I just want some reasons. Why us?
I think Memphis in the last 10 years or so, because I can say for me, when I started in college, when I first got into college, like, Tiger football was non-existent.
And then it got great.
And then
Justin Fuente. Ryan Silverfield.
Mike Norvell.
Mike Norvell. My brain. I'm just got Silverfield on the bank. Norvell at Florida. He's at Florida State, but Norvell, Fuente, they brought it to another level.
Right.
And then guess what happened?
It
fell off.
It's kind of
regressed.
I wouldn't regressed in a way, a little bit. We kind of plateaued with that, but it's not as bad as it was 10 years ago.
Shoot, I miss Dr. David Rudd, man.
I think, and that's something that I've said it before. When it came to conference expansion, about either possibly getting into the Big 12 or even getting into another conference. Like you look at the last two times conference expansion has been brought up and Memphis' name was in it. The first time it was academics. It's an academics issue. Like Memphis is not on the list, but yet Rice is on the list because of academics for college athletics. Okay, sure. So what do you go? You go and fix your college athletics. President Rudd at the time did a really good job of trying to fix that and alleviate that as much as he can. And then the second wave came through, and we thought, okay, football program. We had a college game day. Everything went to a Cotton Bowl. Everything looks like it's in order. But we didn't have an indoor football facility. Didn't have the money. Had kind of need the money to show that we need some more investment in our program.
Name, image, and likeness is a huge thing in college sports. It's definitely something that other presidents, other athletic directors, other commissioners are going to be looking at. Memphis, again, a very poor city. Is it going to raise a whole lot of capital for its football team and its baseball team and its basketball team and all of its other sports? No. Again, you talk about the cost of, basically, again, Memphians ain't making a whole lot of money. And it's just, again, there's small, like there's a small amount of donors who put everything on their back and they carry the water weight. And they're not going to be here forever. I agree. So I don't know. I just guess.
I agree.
And Laird Veach, do you trust him taking you up to that next level?
I mean, he hasn't shown me any way that he couldn't be trusted. I mean, so far, like I said, like pretty much all the athletics have done pretty well for the most part.
Mm-hmm. He's done an all right job.
But I mean, it's nothing. I mean, again, like we're what, in year 2 of NIL. Basically. Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
it's never going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. It's still fresh within the universities because they're still trying to figure out what they can and cannot do as far as making sure that these players are well compensated. So I don't think he hasn't done anything that warrants like, oh well, like we need another.
No, I'm not saying we need another one, but I'm just saying it's not like he's come up with some unbelievable plan about how it is that the university is going to take this next step in athletics, and they're going to go over and they're going to do this and that, and I mean, just what I'm just saying is it's Memphis. Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it. You just got to make what I mean. You pretty much got to make anything that's in front of you work.
That's right.
Because again, like you mentioned Miami, like they right now Miami's living off that one booster, and he's getting.
They are,
and he is giving them everything that they are wanting.
What is it, Ruiz? John Ruiz?
Yeah, I want to say that's him.
Yeah, John Ruiz.
So he is giving that university everything that they want.
He gave them the Cavender twins.
Yeah. So I think right now it's just you just need to be able to survive this moment. You gotta find a way to do more with less, and I know that's something that is something that here in Memphis we don't
handle very well.
We don't handle that very well, or we have beaten that to the ground so much because that's what we've been used to. But for the university, because again, man, like they got a lot of good things going for them. And I truly believe.
I truly love Memphis, or I would have left. Again, I am just though also looking around, and again, I'm not sitting there. The grass is always green on the other side of the fence. But when you got places like Oregon State, unbelievable, Corvallis, unbelievable college atmosphere. Look at Alton. I mean, what's the name of their damn stadium? It isn't Alton. That's Oregon's. Anyway, the point is, it is absolutely full to the brim. They go crazy. Oregon State and Washington State look like they're going to be moving down. Like they're going to go down. If Oregon State and Washington State can't be a part of the big party, How do you think Memphis is actually going to be a big part of the party? It's just, I don't know. It's just
I mean, I don't know. It's just.
I mean,
right.
Cal Stanford are just praying the ACC snatches them up.
Right, and again, money talks. And when you have UCLA, USC tag teaming to go to the Big 12, Oregon, Washington joining with them, Arizona State, Utah, and Colorado going to the Big 12, like, man, like, money talks. And it's
true.
It sucks because, again, like I was hoping that they were going to get into this big conference. I was hoping that somebody was going to invite them.
When Oklahoma and USC actually left last year in the Big 12,
Texas.
I mean, who did I say?
USC. You're good.
I am totally brain dead.
The colors clash.
When Oklahoma and Texas said, I'm bouncing from the Big 12, and last year everything looked dark for the Big 12. Like, I mean, clouds were storming. People thought lightning's coming down to strike them. Brett Yormark did a great job, went out there and filled, and then he just snatched half of the dead-gum Big 12. I mean, the Pac-12. Mm-hmm. Man, I can't talk today. Brings them over. They're looking extremely strong. I did believe about a year and a few months ago that, you know what, Memphis has a chance. Because, like, regionally, basketball, Big 12's big in basketball.
Right.
Like, I thought there was a chance. Football's been quite good enough. I mean, they got Kansas and TCU, and TCU makes it to the playoff last year. And it's just, and I kind of believed that there was an opportunity. When that opportunity passed, and now I'm looking around at the different, the changing landscape, I don't ever see how it is that they get into basically one of the top 4 conferences in the country, because that's basically where we're going is to 4. I mean,
yeah.
You heard, if you listened on Paul Feinbaum yesterday, it was Greg Sankey basically said, talking about all the the non-Power 5 schools, they're going to have to relook at how they were going to do the 12-team playoff, because they're not going to go out there and give conference winners bids if they're going to small schools and they don't play anybody.
Right.
Like, they're going to relook at, basically everything they got. They don't have a P5 anymore. It's just the landmark, the landscape is changing, and I hate to say it, Memphis is going to miss. But I will say something positive. We got Penny Hardaway. We got one of the best basketball teams going right now. If we can get Dre, all kinds of good things. They just came from the DR. Let's talk positive about Memphis for a little bit, make me feel a little bit better.
Sure.
Let's talk about a little bit of hoops, man. What'd you learn coming back from the DR? What are you excited about? What news is breaking over there with Penny and the boys?
Penny got some hoopers, man.
Yeah, he does.
He got some hoopers. Like, I think it's going to be another good year of having a really good team.
Best team?
I think from a freshman to veteran mix, I think this is the best team.
Do you have to get Dre for it to be that?
I don't think so, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to have one of your best players come back.
Guy, if you got him, I'm telling you, man. If you get
you get Dre back, you're talking deep run, possibly deep run into the tournament, hopefully. But I mean, the trip to the DR, I think it went as smoothly as it can be. I know some of the players and the coaches kind of got sick off of the salmon on the trip. I was getting close to hit the bat signal to get these boys on the jet and get them back home, because I was like, man, like I've heard stories about the DR. It's a lovely place, but it won't.
Never been there.
But once it goes south, it goes south. And so I was getting ready to, like, man,
food poisoning ain't fun.
Get them home as soon as possible. But I think for the most part, for them to play basketball within less than a week, and then hopping on a plane to the Dominican Republic, I think they did really well. They competed really well with the national team. Lost by 6 or 7 to them. Was down as many as 23 in the game.
Let's be real. They, my man David was 5 for 5. You had Lester knocking 3-pointers left and right down. They had 3 guys that played in the NBA. So that I thought that was a good showing. And the fight back from down 21 points earlier in the game, like, that just showed a little bit of grit too.
Yeah, definitely. You kind of saw early on, like, oh man, they still kind of still trying to figure out the chemistry. But then once the second half kind of turned, it was like, okay, yeah, they're starting to figure some things out. And even with the freshmen, even though the first game didn't go as well, and you kind of saw, like, the physicality, maybe even the speed of the game was kind of getting to them just a little bit. I mean, the second, even the third game, they, you starting to see see a couple of them, shine, like Carl Sherifant, Ashton. I mean, JJ
Ashton can shoot, can he?
Yeah.
So he's a stroker.
Yeah, yeah, he is.
Golly, man, he's gonna get on. He's gonna be on the court this year.
Yeah, and then JJ had a big number. Well, he had like 22 in the last game in the DR. So it's
JJ Taylor.
It's gonna be interesting to see how all this shakes out because. Coming into this, I was thinking to myself,
JJ a little skinny though, isn't he?
Oh, he is. He a little skinny little athlete.
Dude, he's like a tall sucker, but he's skinny as can be. Man, he put a little meat on them bones, son. I like JJ Taylor. Also, was kind of curious. Like Quinterly, he looks like a legit point guard.
Yes.
I mean, the man is a pass first kind of guy, but he can also get to the rack and he can score. And then Caleb Mills,
Hooper.
Whoa, man, if he gets back to his, his young days when he was out there, was healthy, was tearing things up at Florida State, Caleb Mills could be absolutely nasty this year.
Yeah, his performance against the national team
was impressive, especially the second half.
Yeah, like again, I tweeted it out during the first half of the game when the Tigers are kind of struggling. I just tweeted out, college level veterans versus college level grown men versus a national team semi-pro grown men. It's just levels to this, and there's obvious levels to this. But Caleb Mills really showed out, really in my eyes, because you could tell the playing the extra step in competition in the in the ACC, and just being the natural hooper that he is. He was absorbing contact, finishing well in the lane. He was doing a lot of things that kind of stood out, and I was like, okay, I think if push comes to shove, Caleb's he's gonna be right there in the thick of things.
Yeah, I love our backcourt. Now our front court, if we get Dre and you got Jordan Brown, I mean, that is just filthy.
Yeah,
that is two grown men down there who are gonna bang, who are gonna get boards, who are gonna do the dirty work, can also put the ball in the hoop like that. I mean, backcourt, front court. You really can't argue with it. And if you look back in past teams, if we get everything we need with Dre, Jordan Brown, I don't know how this wouldn't be his best roster.
Yeah, no, this is definitely his best roster, easily. And then possibly, I mean, even though a lot of the fans are probably not against, probably against this, but bringing back Malcolm Dandridge as your fourth big doesn't hurt this team. It only helps as from a depth standpoint.
Do you think Malco comes back? Because there was a little bit of chatter about that.
I think he's coming back.
You do?
I think he is.
We're going to find out this week?
Maybe.
Now, got to interrupt, though, and ask you another thing. Penny, this I think was yesterday. Everybody was talking about this. He was asked about one of his, bigger regrets. Doesn't like to dwell, of course, on regrets. Who does? But he basically was talking, I think it was about 2018 when him and Rick Barnes he wished he would have taken the high road. They didn't get to have that second game in Nashville. Basically, do you agree with Penny's assessment, and do you think that could ever be fixed? Because at least in my opinion, I don't think Rick Barnes and the Vols are going to be coming back as long as Penny's here. That's just, Rick Barnes don't like Penny. Penny might try to be nice, but do you ever see that being mulled over and them getting back the Tennessee-Memphis rivalry?
I would hope so. Looking back at it at the time,
because everybody hey, we loved it then.
Yeah,
2018,
we're
like, yeah,
it's like, yeah, like
get him.
Let's go. Like the coaches are getting into it. Like this is gonna be great. But then, again, like Rick Barnes took his basketball and went home. So it was like,
said, I ain't playing with you no more.
Exactly. I would. I mean, again, like I would love for another home series. I mean, to be honest with you, it should be a every single year type of thing. Same way with Ole Miss, Tigers and Ole Miss, Tigers involved needs that should be at home.
We'll say Chris Beard though down in Oxford's doing some scary stuff. Do you see how many tall suckers he's got?
Oh yeah, he got
3 7-footers, man.
And one of them is Musa.
John Bowl, Musa Cisse, and damn it, I can't remember the other kid's name.
I can't think of him either.
It's a Wednesday. My brain's not working. But hey, what's the difference?
But Chris Beard has done a really good job down at Ole Miss, really flipping that program around. I forgot who's the athletic director there, and we say his name all the time. Keith.
No, it's oh my gosh.
Why am I drawing a blank? I know his name.
Keith Carter?
Keith Carter, yes.
Clarence Carter.
Yes, Keith Carter took a chance on Chris Beard,
Looks really good right now.
And it looks really good right now.
Man, they got both basketball teams. Coach Yo's tearing things up on the women's. You got Chris Beard coming in there changing things.
Bianco got the baseball team.
Mike, they won it, just 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Man. And then Lane's doing his thing.
Of course.
Lane's doing his thing.
Who doesn't love Lane Kiffin?
You can't help yourself. He's just funny.
It wasn't.
I couldn't stand him, though, when he was the head coach of the Raiders. I didn't like him when he was involved. No disrespect to Knoxville. I love going 11th through 14th Street. Had a lot of parties down there. But, man, when he was just a young guy, he was, arrogant, didn't come across extremely well. Now that he's gotten a little bit older, dealt with Saban, he doesn't give you typical coach speech, and I think that's what I like about him. And plus, he's funny on Twitter.
Yeah, that's something that I was missing going into SEC media days. There wasn't a lot of conflict, so it was when I'm usually waiting on the Kiffin pun to kind of kick in, like the tweets and stuff, but it wasn't like that, and I was kind of sad about it.
Well, we got a football season around the corner. We can't wait for some basketball. And we'll do this again every single Wednesday. Zach, tell some people, man, what you got going down over in your life.
Yeah, so I work with the new Tri-State Defender, so please check out.
So do I have to say the new Tri-State Defender?
Yes, it is the new.
It is the new, not just Tri-State Defender.
No.
All right. Well, I've been doing it wrong for too long.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good now that you know better. That's all that matters.
Hey, once you know, man.
Yeah.
Once you know, you got to fix it. Now the new Tri-State Defender. You're over there working all the time
on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Keep up with us. Also, you go to the website at tsdmemphis.com.
He is Zach Boyd. We're going to take a quick time out. We got Hardwood on the other side. We also have some baseball bets coming up. We have baseball at 1:10. The game that was rained out, did they ever get started? I mean, not rained out.
We're playing. We're already done with an inning. Our Nerfy hit.
Marlins, Reds, Nerfy hit. That's one win. Let's get 5 more. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
Purchase a new energy-efficient heating and cooling system from Conway Services today and get up to $1,750 back plus a free Nest thermostat when Conway Services buys back your old, inefficient HVAC system. Guaranteed service and flexible payment options are great reasons to call Conway Services today. Visit conwayservices.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 64210, 64365 EAS, MS 19668.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
I'm with John Burgos from the world-famous Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948.
Brett, we have catered parties all over this country and all over the world, from Singapore, Australia to Central Park in New York, but many people don't realize how much we do locally. For holiday events, office parties, tailgating, birthday parties, you can't do better than the Rendezvous. For example, you can get a cheese and sausage tray for 15 to 300 people for $3.75 a person. You can even build your own nacho bar for $10.50 per person. All you need is a minimum of 15 people. In many cases, we can arrange delivery and full-service catering. We've even made it easy to get to-go items. You can just park at our front door in the alley, put on your flashes, and we'll get you going ASAP. For all your catering items and prices, go to hogsfly.com, click on menu, and drop down to catering.
Thank you, John. The Rendezvous, Mr. Charlie Virgos' Rendezvous in the alley since 1948 and celebrating its 75th year.
I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 120 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats to watch the playoff games and to watch all the basketball. It's so easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
4.9 liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a hump day in the Mid-South. How's the golf going on? Are they playing?
No. They were doing practice rounds today, or was it a pro-am? They were doing something today, but there's no way they're playing
Pro-am,
now.
homie.
It's pouring now. There's no way they're playing now.
There were a few little nuggets actually about golf yesterday. Did you hear? Our what's the dude Jay Monahan? The guy nobody likes now at the PGA Tour. He invited all 70 players to come join him yesterday. He wanted to have a little powwow with him. Did you hear about that?
No, what happened?
I think about 20 of them showed up. In fact, I can give you the exact number if I pull it up. I wasn't planning on talking about this right now, but I guess I don't plan on much anymore. But he basically came out and wanted to talk to a lot of the players and bring up the whole live situation. You know how they're supposed to join the live, right?
Right. They've one money pool at this point.
Well, gotta say it's not looking good because the live PGA merger, it might not actually happen. Monahan again called a meeting before this week's St. Jude Championship here in Memphis. There's 70 players here. They're all the dopest players, period. They're doing the FedEx playoff. About 25 of them showed up. Tom Hogue was one of them, and yesterday he basically said that after the sit-down with Monahan, that there's a very real possibility that this live PGA merger does not happen. And to make, for me, to make matters a little bit even more confusing, he wants to talk to the Players Advisory Board. Well, Roy McIlroy and Patrick Cantlay, who are, of course, here in Memphis, they didn't show up. They didn't go. They don't want to be a part of the live. Everybody was 100% sure this thing was going to happen, correct? Not so fast, my friend.
Lee Corso, coach.
Man, I can't wait for some football. I really, really can't. Also, one thing I can't wait for. Oh, man, when I get off work today, because I think I'm going to go knee-deep in a little bit of Tito's. It's been one of those kind of days, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's one of them days where I feel like I've been handed a bunch of lemons.
It's rainy.
I've been handed a bunch of lemons. I feel like going off on everybody. Instead of doing that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get off work. I'm going to go home. I'm going to turn those lemons into a lemon drop. Always make sure it's with Tito's handmade vodka. I'm going to have a couple cocktails because it's the best spirit in the world. It's the 3-time winner of the Vodka Tonic of the Year. It is Tito's, crafted and sealed right here in the United States, down in Austin, Texas. And man, it is 6 times distilled, 100% gluten-free, stilled in classic copper pots, giving it a very unique flavor. Slightly sweet black pepper note balancing everything out, whether you're crafting a cocktail or drinking it neat. Get your Tito's on today. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Well, so Jay, do you ever fish?
Yeah, I fished a time or two.
Have you ever done the deep sea fishing thing?
Once actually, yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, just one time.
Did you catch a marlin or anything?
No, nothing
Red
big.
Snapper,
nothing
mackerel.
big like that. Just like the regular fish that you go catch in like the Gulf. Yeah, the regular fish.
Some mackerel,
but
trigger
that's
fish.
deep sea fishing, isn't it? Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Of course it is.
'Cause we were in the
I'm
deep
talking
sea.
to you about like deep sea fishing, man.
Yeah, but I was making sure that is deep sea fishing. But we were in the deep sea, like we went out there a way, so that's deep sea fishing.
Do you remember us talking a few weeks about, like during Shark Week, and they had that special about all the cocaine that's in the water in Florida?
Did you see the Jackass special too? But yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that though?
Oh yeah.
There's so much cocaine in the water in Florida that now sharks are going up to the when they dump all the barrels of cocaine off, the sharks are going to it and they're like snorting coke. Actually, they're eating it. But I'm sure like if they had noses, they would snort. They probably do have noses, but it's like wet, so it doesn't get in. Like, because if it gets wet, it's ruined. Trust me.
Not to the sharks.
It's not, but to the sharks, they ingest it.
They love it.
They love it. So they love their little cocaine. Probably why they're eating people and everything, and why they're angry.
They were eating people long before the cocaine.
That's true.
They're
That's
just eating
true.
more people now.
But now they're eating more people. And then I'm like sitting there going, man, like really, how much coke
And
is...
they're writing screenplays, or at least planning to write screenplays.
So I was like, man, how much coke is really in the Florida waters? I told you about my cousin, Katie Kelsey, right?
Uh-huh.
Katie Kelsey, if there's ladies listening, she's the Katie Kelsey, the purse lady with all the straps. That Katie Kelsey. She was down in Destin. She was walking down the beach with her and a couple friends. And she looks over and there's a brick with like a brick. But it's not like a red brick that goes to build a house. It's like a big old brick wrapped up and it had like some paper that made it look like a butterfly or something. She goes and picks it up and it's like a pound of coke. It's more than a pound. It's like a big old, it's a bunch of blow, okay? So she found coke on the beach. The sharks are finding coke on the beach. And then yesterday, did you hear about the mayor of Tampa?
No.
She went out with her family. She said, hey, let's go deep sea fishing, family. So my man Jane Castor, she's the mayor. She was a former police officer, by the way, now mayor. So you know what? Become a cop, you could become mayor.
That's right.
My girl Jane, her son, her brother, and his girlfriend were out there doing their thing. They see, the son goes, Mom, what is that bobbing in the water? And she goes, oh man, this takes me back to my cop days. So she took her little boat over there. They hauled in on their boat, not fish, but 70 pounds of blow. The mayor just goes out, does a little fishing with her son.
Sounds like
son's girlfriend. She found 70 bags of cocaine. Now, when she got, of course, back to the marina, she was talking extremely fast. I don't know what was wrong with her. Her heart was racing. She had a little sweat.
She was talking about writing a screenplay.
Somebody offered her some food, and she's like, no, I'm not hungry. But she did call the sheriff's department, and she turned over. They took a big picture of it, and now it's been estimated that the mayor found $1.1 million worth of cocaine.
Wow.
Bro,
That's
do you want to
for
plan
selling
a
it.
deep sea fishing trip down here in in Florida, me and you?
Sure. Let's
Doesn't
go look
this
for
sound like a good
something
time?
bobbing in the water.
Like, I don't know, man. I'm just going to drive around, troll. We're going to troll for mackerel.
That sounds like what Vladimir Putin would do. It sounds like this is a little bit too scripted to be true, John.
Oh, no, it's 100% true.
I know, I believe you, but like they say that what
And my cousin, I know my cousin.
They say that like the stuff Putin does is true too. Like when he like writes.
When you say Putin, that just makes me laugh.
Putin. Like sounds like farting.
Putin.
But I mean Vladimir Putin.
You might want to say Vlad. No, because then they might think
Vlad Guerrero.
Vladdy Dottie likes the potty.
Vladdy Divac.
Vlad Guerrero. Vladdy Divac.
But I actually meant Vladimir Putin because he always stages those PR events where he does something heroic. You know, like he kills a bear with a wrestled a bear with his bare hands, killed one with a bow and I don't know. I'm trying.
Oh
to think
yeah. He rides horses with his shirt off.
Yeah.
And everything.
So this sounds like something Vladimir Putin would do.
So you think the mayor's just trying to get a little bit of street cred?
Pull the Putin.
Well, man, I don't know, dude. Where do you think she got $1.1 million worth of some like high grade blow?
Somebody else found it and said, "This is our chance."
I will say
she's
though,
well connected.
Like the pictures of this, and by the way, like if you were the police and she came back talking as fast as she did and didn't want any food, would you have been like, "How much of this did you actually turn over, and how much did you keep?" No, she really wasn't.
Well, yeah, she turned over $1 million of it. You know.
Hey, that's actually a good job. But dude, how crazy! Like, and my question is, for all y'all out there, 901-360-8255, you're out fishing in the ocean. 70 pounds of blow just happens to come upon you. What do you do? What do you do?
We can't say sell it on the radio.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, what do you do? Like,
but that is an option.
Well, no, here's the point. What I'm trying to say is, if I found it and I tried to call the police and say, hey, I got 70 pounds of coke, they're probably going to arrest me because I'm not the mayor. My cousin actually did call the police and turned it in, but she's a pretty girl and she's a blonde. Like, what are the cops going to arrest her? No. If I was a cop, a good-looking woman would never have been arrested.
That's why whenever the cops show up, I put on my blonde wig.
All right.
Works like a charm.
Another question for you. What the hell are we calling Twitter now?
I call it Twitter still.
But it's
but yesterday actually was the first time I ever said or X. That was the first time I ever did that.
Twitter or X. I don't like. You don't
like wars.
Let's go X.
You don't like ambiguity.
Like, I like tweeting, and I like saying the word. I like to say, "Oh man, I'm going to do a little tweet." I like Twitter for one reason.
It also, by the way, Twitter and tweeting makes sense. It's a very clever name for what
it's
the
a
app
bird.
is doing.
Tweet.
Which is what we are doing when we're talking on Twitter. Is we are tweeting like a bird would. It's very clever. What is that? X is nothing.
X is like, I don't know.
It's nothing.
Excalibur, excellent, X-rated.
Excalibur starts with an E, unfortunately. Xylophone, that starts with an X.
Xenophobia,
Xenophobia starts with an X, that's right. X-Files starts with an X.
X-Files.
That's all the X's.
That's all I got, too. I mean...
X-Ray?
X-Ray, yeah. But that's pretty good. But the reason I'm asking is because, like, I love the tweet. I can visualize. It's a small thing. Like, Twitter's great because there's not this long form where people are arguing in long form. It's pretty simple. It's usually like this. It's like, you're an idiot. Your father's an idiot. Your grandfather's an idiot. Please don't procreate. This world has enough idiots. That's like a normal, typical tweet, right?
I always like to say "yo mama" before mine.
Yo mama.
Like that. My comeback is always a "yo mama" joke.
All right, give me a comeback. Like, Jay, you're an idiot. Yo mama.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, for something like that, "yo mama" would work. Sometimes the simpler the better, John.
Has anybody ever tweeted back at you?
4 words.
I wish I had my mother.
4 words. Yes, when I was a kid.
Dude, that's a tough one.
When I was a kid at Rhodes basketball camp, somebody it was all planned out. These kids told me to go up to this other kid and make a yo mama joke. And he said, my mom is dead, and started crying. And then the joke was on me because his mother was alive.
That is, oh, really? So they just try to make you feel really bad?
That's correct. It worked. I tell you.
Those kids are cruel.
Yeah, it was, they thought it was funny.
I bet they did think it
was
funny.
I didn't find it as funny, I don't think. I don't remember finding it as funny.
Bro, did I just see this?
What'd you see, John?
Henry Ruggs.
Oh, yeah, apologize. That's nice.
This can't be right. Henry Ruggs' attorney says they just released a statement. He's looking at 3 to 10 years. That's it. I mean, he did cause the death of Tina something.
Turner.
No. It was Tina. I remember her name was Tina. She was a young girl, mother, nurse, not here with us anymore because he was going 100 miles an hour and lost control. Only 3 to 5 years. Kind of a small sentence. Didn't mean to get off the rails, but he's...
Oh, that's what I was going to say, John. A small sentence. That makes me think of a short joke. 4 words.
Like
Twitter. 4-word joke. You ready?
4-word joke.
You ready? Take my wife, please. 4-word joke. 3-word setup, 1-word punchline.
Take my wife, please.
Yeah, there you go.
That is so good. That's actually kind of funny.
Short joke.
Now, speaking of another Raider who got in trouble, remember, Henry Ruggs, he's looking at 3 to 10 years. He did release a very lengthy apology. He said he's accepted responsibility for his actions. He entered the guilty plea. Basically, now he's going to be sentenced by the court. He said he's sorry, he's sad. The loss of Miss Tina Tenor.
Sounds like Tina Turner, doesn't it?
It does sound like Tina Turner. Tina Tenor. He said he was so sorry to all of her loved ones. Now he's getting ready to go to either 3 to 10 years. We're going to wait to find out what the sentencing is. But man, do you remember my man Damon Arnett who played for the Raiders?
I do. We talked about him and Hardwood a time or two.
Yeah, he likes to shoot at people, right?
Okay. That's not funny. I don't know why I laughed at that.
No, he does.
He does.
And by the way, do you know who Tory Lanez is?
He's going to prison.
Did you know he shot Meg the Stallion?
Yeah, in the foot. That's a while ago, though.
He got 10 years.
Uh-huh, he sure did.
He got 10 years for shooting Meg the Stallion. They were a boyfriend and girlfriend?
No, they were just performing together, I think.
Wait, so you're just at a concert, you're performing together, and you get so mad that you shoot her in the foot? And by the way, why did he shoot her in the foot? Was it an accidental discharge?
Brian thinks you're right. They were in some sort of relationship. Yeah, they were in a little
something. Because he was with Iggy Azalea at one point. I remember that.
Things are wild with Tory Lanez. That's how God bless him.
Yeah.
Hope 10 years goes by fast, brother.
Dude, I guess so. I guess I do too.
I wish hope the best for him. What am I supposed to say?
Do some push-ups while you're in prison.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to say that. That's not as nice as the thing I said.
Well, my man Arnett, by the way, the reason I bring it up, so have you ever heard of Danny Banks?
No, I've heard of Outer Banks. That's the show with John B. You know him?
Danny Banks.
My cousin's name is John
an Instagram model. She's very good at her job. She's gorgeous. She actually had the misfortune of running into Damon Arnett out at a club. She thought Mr. Damon Arnett was cute. He says, "I'm an NFL football player." She's like, "Oh, really?" Well, he's not one anymore, by the way, Miss Danny. Now, Danny takes Damon Arnett back to her house. They have a little something, you know what I'm saying? Afterwards, she goes to sleep. She's lucky. Well, she has the ring situation going on in her house and around. So she goes to sleep. My man Damon Arnett, after he sleeps with Danny Banks, gets up and steals her Cartier watch, stole her phone, left the house, and Zelle. Do you know what Zelle is?
That's the place where you sell a house.
Like, are you sure it's Zelle?
That's a money place.
It's a money. It's money. Like I know what Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App are, but I've never Zelled nobody.
Maybe it's the same thing.
But she said he Zelled himself all the $50,000 that she had in her bank. Yeah, that's what Damon Arnett's doing. Not a good look, buddy.
Also not a well thought out plan, is it?
No, yes, because you're on camera. Number one. Number two is dude, I just think
how
that's
do you
so
send money
rude.
to yourself from someone else's phone and expect to get away with it?
Yeah, again, and by the way, just so you know, that's another reason don't have facial recognition on your phone, because while she's asleep, he just facial recognition that joint, opened it up, Zelled himself, took her watch, bounced. See ya later. Bye-bye. Not a very nice guy. I feel like those Raiders right now might, being in Vegas might be the place for him, Sin City. We're going to take a quick timeout. We got to close things out with our bets. Jay's 1-0 on the day. Let's go 5-0 today, Jay.
Okay.
Not that's not too big, is it?
No, well, I'm kind of waiting out everything I got on this game right now.
Well, let's win some money on the other side. Don't touch the dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
A new era in public safety begins with you. Be the change you want to see. Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo, Saturday, August 26, 2023, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications, performing basic testing, and interviewing candidates on site. Free parking will be located at Poplar Avenue and Front Street. Salary starting at $60,700. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
AutoZone is more than a parts store. It's where we help you solve problems like, sorry I'm late, my battery died. And
I need a jump. Again.
At America's #1 battery destination, you can find the right battery at the right price with options starting at only $89.99. And we offer free battery testing and charging whenever you need it. Get the parts and help you need to get the job done right at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Start your day the right way at La Palapa with the biggest, baddest breakfast burrito around. Chorizo, cheese, rice, beans, and eggs served with fresh salsa, and it's served all day. La Palapa has daily lunch specials, all served with rice and beans, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Try a torta, breaded chicken, steak, chorizo, or ham served with mayo, avocado, lettuce, tomato, and jalapenos, all in a hoagie. Plus amazing soups and dinner entrees, all at La Palapa, 5255 Summer Avenue. La Palapa, the little hut with big taste.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio, hanging out with Jay Morgan. Memphis fans are a little bit agitated with me, getting some mean stuff. Oregon State, they just averaged about 30,000 fans, which is right there where Memphis is. Memphis didn't have 18,000. Memphis had averaged 18,000 fans last year. It's also the third straight year that it's on a decline in attendance. So please. And again, Oregon State and Washington State are going to be left out of the new shuffle. ACC ain't talking about getting Cal. Ain't talking about getting Washington State or Oregon State. They're talking about Stanford, Cal, and maybe SMU. But anyway, it's time to win some money today, people. Jay Morgan, we got bets. We got day baseball. Please make my bankroll fatter so I can get a fishing trip for us to go down to Florida.
I've got an easy play for you today, John, and it's not very often I do this for you. I've got some really good plays on the Marlins right now. I mean, we're going to sweep this game.
You got under in the first 5?
I've got under in the first 5. I got the Marlins team total under. I've got Johnny Cueto over 4.5 strikeouts. He's already got 4 right now.
In the fourth?
Yeah, through 3. He's only pitched 3 innings. But
okay.
yeah, I like this. Brewers play the Rockies today. This series is tied 1-1. You're not getting a good price on this game, but I also see the Rangers on the road, Jordan Montgomery on the mound against Oakland, and then I also look down and I see Max Fried, who dealt against the Cubs his first outing out there, is going against the Pirates. I'm going to take Brewers first 5 money line, Rangers first 5 money line, and Braves first 5 money line. We're taking all 3 of those and parlaying them. You're getting plus money. That's in free money from your bookie today.
I like that. By the way, did you see the Braves yesterday when everybody freaked out and had a very, their heart skipped a beat when Ronald Acuna got hit on the elbow?
No kidding.
By the way, though, I was a little bit freaked out until I saw the second replay, and I realized, dude, he's got so much gear on his elbow. How would it have broke a bone? I know you have to do an X-rays, Ronald Acuna, and I know it was 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
At the same time, John, people forget they won a World Series the season he was hurt. Not to say they're better without him, but he did.
That is a very, very good point.
But he did win a World Series.
He did. Well, I guess that is our time. It has come. It has gone. We got the Marlins and the Reds. Marlins, by the way, have scored 1 run in the first. So your under is making me a little bit nervous right now because, it is Graham Ashcraft Day. But, heck, my time is coming and gone. I'll be out at Southwind tomorrow. For Jay Morgan, I'm John Harden. Get out there, make this world a better place. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.